Hi everyone and welcome to my Wren and the Wild channel. My name's Vicky and this vlog is going to be a little bit different to my other ones that I've done so far. This one's going to be more like a retrospective one. I'm going to look back at some hikes me and my partner did last summer in memory of my dad. Our plan was to do the top 10 most popular Ordnance Survey walks in the UK. And this was because my dad absolutely loved to get outdoors and especially in the hills. So we thought he'd really appreciate it. So we had planned to do the top 10, but like one day after another, like just do one a day for 10 days in a row. But then COVID hit and all our plans were scuppered. We had to move them later into the year. We had friends who were coming on it with us who couldn't come anymore because they were coming from abroad, and various other friends couldn't come. So it ended up just being me and my partner, and we decided to do just 6 of the walks. So our plan is to do the other 4 remaining walks this summer. So I'm hoping I can bring you a part 2 to this part 1. So we'll see. Watch this space. But we did the first walk, which was in Northumberland, and it was just a walk from, really, it was the easiest walk by far, and it was from Craster village to Dunstanburgh Castle, just along the coastline. So it was a really nice, easy one to start off with, really pretty. Then we drove across to the Lake District, and it was a really nice sunny drive. So we did Botamia Lake, we did Cat Bells, we did Helvellyn, we did Old Man of Coniston, and we were meant to do Scafell Pike, and we very annoyingly nearly did make the actual pike, as it were. But we, it's a bit of an embarrassing story, but basically the cloud descended and we kind of latched onto this other couple, and because they had GPS, which I've now learned is super handy to have up the really big hills, because Scafell Pike is the highest peak in England. So we were pretty high, and you know, it was really hard in the mist, but with the GPS they had a lot of help, and we went to what we thought was Scafell Pike, and we were really excited, took like photos at the cairn, and and I said, it's not very busy, considering, you know, it's the #1 peak in England. And they said, oh, this isn't Scafell Pike, this is Lingmel. We'd come all this way, we were so close, but we just thought we really need to be sensible here and be safe, and we'll just descend with these guys. So we went all the way back down. But our plan is to hopefully attempt that again with the other walks this summer, so that we could definitely say that we've been to Scafell Pike. But I'm going to include it anyway because it was, you know, stunning. So I really hope you enjoy this vlog. It's quite a personal one. Hopefully you'll get a part 2. Fingers crossed. This lovely walk was a 2.6 mile loop from Craster village to Dunstanburgh Castle. Dunstanburgh Castle actually has a long and interesting history. It started to be built in 1313 and was heavily involved in battles during the War of the Roses. The walk around Botamia Lake is a 4.5 mile circular walk. It's really beautiful. It includes a stretch through a pitch black tunnel, a forest filled with sheep, and stunning views across the lake. poured with rain the entire time. So we were pretty sodden, but it was a really, really lovely walk, and I would love to go back when it's nice and sunny, because I think the views would be really stunning when the clouds have lifted. This walk has a total ascent of 895 metres, and it's 7.5 miles from and back to Coniston. It took us 4.5 hours, and I was really sweaty on the climb up as it was a really clammy day, but it was so worth it for the spectacular views, and it felt otherworldly climbing through the remnants of the slate mines. Overall, I'd say it was my favourite walk out of the lot. That's the sea over there, and then in a minute you'll see Coniston Lake, very, very long and thin. And there you see a sheepy, and there you see a flow. And we have just walked along the top ridge of these fells here, and we've just come down where those people are walking. And the view is absolutely stunning. Let's back to the sea. The Cat Bells route we did went over the North Ridge, had a total ascent of 451 metres and was just over 3 miles. The summit had a lovely trig point with a quote from British fell walker and author Alfred Wainwright inscribed on it, which said, "Scenes of great beauty unfold on all sides, and they are scenes in depth to a degree not usual." So even though we didn't make it all the way up to the top of Scafell Pike, this walk definitely felt like our toughest. It's probably because we'd been walking for 4 days in a row already, but the breathtaking scenery really helped us to keep going, especially the beautiful waterfalls. We ended up doing a loop to Helvellyn instead of the straight up and down walk as instructed in the OS route, which I always prefer as you get to see different scenery on the way down. It was a chilly day considering it was August, so we were impressed to see a man wild swimming in red tarn just below the summit. The views were great from the top, and it's clear to see why this is the UK's most favourite walk.